We are skipping ahead now to the co-main event. We will get back to the opening bout in just a moment. But here we have Matias Romero. He will be in the co-main event of Saturday night's telecast that starts at 9 p.m. Eastern on Showtime. The co-main event features two under 25 lightweight rising stars. Matias Romero here will take on Isaac Cruz in a 12-round WBA lightweight title eliminator. So first, I just wanted to open up the floor to Matias to give us any opening remarks about preparation in camp.
Matías, ¿cómo te sientes en el campamento, la preparación de las últimas 5 semanas? ¿Cómo te sientes hoy en día?
Bueno, primero que todo agradecerle al coach Caicedo por abrir las puertas del gimnasio y bueno, nos sentimos bien, hicimos un buen trabajo, así que confiamos en eso y esperamos que el sábado se vea arriba del ring.
He wants to thank his people, his backers, his coach for number one, training them for the fight and getting them ready. He obviously is very ready for this fight, has been preparing for this since he started boxing, and he's looking forward to Saturday night.
Thank you. You're training down in Miami here with our translator here, Herman Casado. And how has training been down in Miami? Have you? It's become a hot spot for sparring these days. You know, a lot of people going through Herman gym. And what type of competition have you seen sparring wise in training camp?
Que estás entrenando en Miami, obvio en el gimnasio mío y entrenando conmigo. En Miami ha sido un lugar donde bastantes boxeadores han tratado de hacer campamento por la razón, obvio que está un poquito más libre de los otros lugares, pero mi gimnasio tiene mucha competencia, muchos boxeadores de buena alta calidad. ¿Cómo te has sentido ahí y más guanteando con ellos y preparando con ellos?
No, me he sentido muy cómodo, ha sido un trato muy bueno, así que por ese lado no me quejo y no, bastante cómodo el gimnasio, así que nada, agradecido.
You know, fit right in. He felt like, you know, he was just one of the guys right away. Everyone made him feel that way. The gym is, you know, a little bit known for that, you know, the vibe that it has. You know, we're all fighters and everyone's with the same goal. So he was very grateful for that, you know, acceptance. And again, looking forward for Saturday night.
I guess that's a perfect segue then into my next question for you. You've been welcomed with open arms, obviously, down in Miami to training camp with all of the guys. But this Saturday on Showtime marks your U.S. debut. It marks your PBC debut. What does this moment mean to you to come and fight on Showtime on the biggest stage in a co-main event against Isaac Cruz, who has been touted by many as one of the top lightweights in the game?
Que el sábado sería tu primera pelea aquí en los Estados Unidos, tu primera pelea bajo Showtime y PBC, y bien que te sentiste bien en el campamento y entrenando en el campamento, pero que si usted piensa que el sábado va a poder demostrar que lo que te has dicho del campamento y cómo te sientes de la pelea. Y que Isaac Pitbull es uno de los mejores 135 ahora en la división. ¿Qué usted piensa sobre él?
Y bueno, eso, yo creo que eso lo vamos a ver arriba del ring el sábado, si es el mejor y nada, me siento bien, estoy feliz porque siempre fue mi sueño llegar a Estados Unidos y nada, más que feliz, esperando el sábado con ansias.
He's very excited, as you can see, and you know that it's to be seen if Isaac Cruz is what they're saying, you know, that he is. He trained very hard for this fight. It's been a dream of his to not only fight on this stage, but to fight in the United States. And he takes it, you know, very seriously. And obviously, yes, Mr. Cruz is a great fighter, but we'll see if he is obviously one of the best in the division come Saturday night.
Thank you. And as just a quick reminder to everyone, this co-main event is a 12-round WBA lightweight title eliminator. So the winner will be in line for a title shot on the opposite side of Saturday night. So now we'll go to questions from the media. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get to you in order. So first up is Jeremy Hergis of Fansided. You can unmute and go.
Thank you. Hi, Matias. My question is, on paper at least, this looks like a bout between a boxer and a knockout puncher. Is that the way that you see it? And if you're the boxer, what makes you think that you can outmaneuver the heavy-handed Cruz?
En papel esta pelea se ve un boxeador contra un pegador, que si usted la mira de esa manera y si usted es el boxeador que tú piensas y por qué tú piensas que vas a poder superar y dominar la pelea con los estilos suyos.
Y bueno, nos tenemos bastante fe y estamos acostumbrados a pelear con fajadores, digamos, así que tranquilo y me tengo fe y tengo fe en nuestro equipo. Vamos a hacer una buena pelea y vamos a ganar.
He says that obviously has a lot of faith in his abilities. And yes, Mr. Cruz is a puncher, knockout puncher and knockout artist. That's what he comes to do. And that's all he comes to do. While he feels his style being more the boxer, but he can punch also, and just a lot of faith in his abilities. So yeah, come Saturday night, I think the two styles are going to, showcase each other, and he's going to be the victor.
Kind of going to what he was saying, I'm curious if he believes that Isaac Cruz is a one-dimensional fighter, and that his movement is going to give Cruz problems.
Que si usted piensa que Isaac es un boxeador de una dimensión, solamente para adelante, solamente golpeador, y que si usted piensa que el estilo suyo como boxeador, ¿sabe? Vas a tener más éxito con eso que el estilo de él.
Y bueno, para nosotros sí, pero bueno, estamos preparados para ver si él cambia de plan o no. Estamos preparados para lo que venga. No solamente tenemos un plan.
Yeah, he believes so, but we are definitely prepared if, for whatever reason, Mr. Cruz decides to change up his game plan. We don't see that happening, but if in fact it does, then there's another game plan for anything that he tries to do. But he believes, as we all believe, that he's going to be the same fighter he's been. And being on a bigger stage now, I don't think he's going to try and change his stripes.
Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. So we'll go to Andres Gomez.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. So my first question is, this is a big pro debut in America. What does is it on a big co-main event stage? What does he want the world to find out about him on Fight Night?
Que este es un debutante grande para usted en los Estados Unidos, en Showtime, por primera vez. ¿Y qué es lo que usted quisiera que los Estados Unidos y el mundo viera de ti y que sepan y que aprendan algo de ti, de Matías Romero? ¿Qué sería?
Nada, me gustaría que vean que estoy al nivel y que, bueno, por algo llegue acá a Estados Unidos y, bueno, tratar de llevarnos la victoria.
Says that he wants to make sure, and that the world sees that he is at the level, that he belongs on this stage, that it wasn't just a hand-picked scenario or a fluke, and that, being in the camp that he's been in for the past 5 weeks, that wasn't also a fluke, and that was something that, he deserved. So he's going to, show the world and get the victory.
Right. Now, having his camp with Coach Hernan Caicedo down in Florida, does he feel that has helped elevate his game to another level to prepare him for this night?
Que si piensas que en el campamento con nosotros te ha ayudado en estas 5 semanas levantar tu nivel de boxeo, tu inteligencia, tu plan a otro nivel.
Obviamente me ha ayudado también, bueno, el coach me ayudó bastante, así que bueno, por ese lado estoy tranquilo. Y me ayudó también salir de mi país, cosa de poder concentrarme un poco más.
He says, yeah, absolutely. 2 things. Number one, it was great to be able to leave his hometown. He came with his father, who's been a big part of boxing from when he started as a kid, and he was grateful that his father was able to come down and be with him for this whole time. But yeah, definitely at the gym, training with the fighters that are there, and of course with myself, pushing them and guiding them and showing them. He feels very confident coming in Saturday night.
All right, guys. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you, Andres. Next question comes from Jim Conlon.
Hi, Matthias. Just wondering about the training camp as such. In terms of, we know about Isaac Cruz's knockout ability. Were you able to find sparring opponents with similar traits to Isaac?
Que saben que el oponente suyo en esta pelea, Isaac Cruz, es un noqueador fuerte para adelante, un torito, como te ha dicho, ¿no? Que si has podido en estas 5 semanas con el campamento, que si pudiste o si pudimos buscar guanteo para que asimile el estilo de Isaac y cómo te fue.
Sí, nosotros sabemos que es un fajador, pegador, así que el coach Caicedo me consiguió un buen sparring, así que estamos conformes por ese lado.
Yes, absolutely. He knows very well that that's the style that's in front of him, and that's what's coming Saturday night. And yes, the camp was facilitated with exactly what we were going to do. You know, there's a lot of great fighters in South Florida that meet that mold. It's not one of the harder molds to meet. There's a lot of guys that want to come forward and knock you out. So it was very easy to find the same kind of work and even tougher, stronger guys in higher divisions. So yeah, absolutely, he's prepared and ready to show Saturday night what all that the sacrifice was for.
And Matthias, last question from me. In terms of being a title eliminator, we know that these opportunities don't come around too often. So how important is it to capitalize when the opportunity comes and to take the chance? Because you might be waiting a long time again for a title eliminator for the fighter that loses.
Estas oportunidades, como si era el sábado, que es por un título de eliminatoria, no vienen cada 2 meses, ¿me entiendes? Es una cosa que quizás no pase de nuevo en la carrera de un boxeador. Sabiendo eso, que si estás preparado de aprovechar la oportunidad y hacer todo lo posible para ganar y ser el víctor en la pelea esta noche.
Obviamente eso lo sabemos, que es una buena oportunidad, así que obviamente vamos a dejar todo arriba del ring sin guardarnos nada y vamos a dejar la vida para traer la victoria.
He says yes, that obviously that he knew that coming in, but it's been that, like he said, a dream. You know, since he started boxing, to be on this stage and to be in this position Saturday night, he's prepared to leave whatever it takes to be in this position. And if, you know, whether it comes to, you know, just like he just said, leave life or death, he's prepared obviously to be the victor, and that's what it's going to be. Yeah, 100%.
Excellent, thank you. We'll jump to the next question from Keenan Atchison.
Hey, Matias. We know Cruz has some real heavy hands on him. How do you plan to avoid those heavy shots?
Que saben que Isaac tiene manos pesadas y cómo tú planeas en que él no te dé con esos golpes.
Sabemos que tiene la mano pesada, obviamente lo hemos estado estudiando, pero bueno, nosotros tenemos nuestra estrategia con el coach, así que confiamos en eso.
Yeah, 100%. He's well aware of that. That's not a secret. And so it makes it easy to prepare for. And just so happens that his style kind of blends and lends itself to be that style. It was just a matter of now just solidifying it and getting it 100% down as a game plan and making sure that, you know, he doesn't sit there and trade with a puncher. That's never smart. And so, you know, yeah, he's ready. He's prepared.
All right. Also, were there any major differences in preparing for this fight in Florida as opposed to back home in Argentina?
Que se había, ¿cuáles son los cambios o las diferencias más grandes de preparar en Argentina o preparar en Miami con nosotros? ¿Qué es lo que es más grande que de diferencia?
Bueno, a mí me ayudó mucho la concentración, el cambio de aire, poder salir a entrenar a otro lado y bueno, el entrenamiento y los sparring son bastante buenos también.
That it was a nice change, yes, absolutely. It was a difference in scenery, being that Argentina right now, it's not, you know, really accessible gyms or whatnot. So he was training in his living room with his father, and they cleared it all out and set up a heavy bag. So big difference, and it was the world to be able to have this and prepare for this fight. Otherwise, it would have just been completely for nothing.
And last question, do you see this fight as carrying a legacy over from past Argentinian fighters like Lucas Matisse and Marcos Maidana and Sergio Martinez, do you see yourself possibly getting up on their level with a win this Saturday?
Que si usted se ve en esta pelea, como seguir la leyenda de esos tres boxeadores que él mencionó, Matias, Maidana y Sergio Martínez, que si usted se ve en esta pelea o en un futuro pelea, poder seguir, ¿sabe? Esa leyenda de boxeadores argentinos.
Obviamente sí, es mi sueño, así que vamos a aprovechar esta oportunidad para poder llegar en un futuro a lo más alto.
Yeah, that would be a great dream come true, if that could be what it is. Very focused on Saturday night and not what happens after Saturday night. So, but that would be fantastic if that's the after effect of the victory on Saturday, and that would be a dream come true. Absolutely.
Thank you, and good luck to you on Saturday.
Gracias y suerte.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On that note, thank you, Matias. Thank you for the time. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. We appreciate it. We have a great co-main event on our hands Saturday night on Showtime, 12-round WBA lightweight title eliminator. Thank you, Matias. Good luck, and we'll see you tomorrow at the weigh-in.
Muchas gracias y te ven mañana en el pesaje y sábado en la pelea.
Thank you.
Welcome, Isaac.
Bienvenido, Isaac.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
In the co-main event, we spoke to the number 6 ranked Matias Romero earlier, and now we talked to the number 4 ranked in the WBA, Isaac Cruz. This will be a co-main event. 2 guys under 25 years old, both sort of rising stars in the division, in the hottest division in boxing. 12-round WBA lightweight title eliminator. This is a big moment for Isaac. So just want to open up quickly with your thoughts. How is training camp? How have your preparations, and how do you feel today?
¿Cómo ha sido tu preparación? ¿Cómo ha sido tu campamento? ¿Cómo te sientes en este momento?
Ha sido un campamento bueno, bastante duro.
It been a hard training, good training camp, very hard.
Ha sido en altura,
In the
sparring
altitude.
durante 2 meses,
Sparring for 2 months.
con sparring muy buenos que me han ayudado muy bien.
For good sparring partners that have been helping me very well.
Y venimos muy contentos y motivados para llevarnos la victoria a casa.
And we are very happy and very concentrated to take this win home.
Thank you, Isaac. And that is Javier Jimenez, our talented translator, who is helping us today for our media session. So thank you, Javier. And,
You're welcome. Thank you.
Of course. And, as noted, Isaac is ranked 4th by the WBA. He is ranked 2nd by the IBF. He is ranked 13th by the WBO. Isaac is in elite company with Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez to be ranked that highly across multiple sanctioning bodies. And Saturday night on Showtime in the co-main event, this is now a WBA title eliminator, which brings him now to the doorstep of a coveted world title shot at lightweight. How does this moment feel, Isaac?
¿Cómo te sientes en este momento para esta pelea?
Me siento muy motivado.
I feel very motivated.
Tengo una inspiración muy grande que es mi hijo y mi esposa.
I have a great inspiration that is my wife and my son.
Y no voy a desaprovechar el apoyo que me ha dado el señor Eddie Reynoso con Nuevo Boxing Alive.
And I will take advantage of all my help that I've been going through Mr. Eddie Reynoso from No Boxing No Life for all the sponsor support.
A Javier Jiménez, que es la persona que está dentro del equipo.
Javier Jiménez, myself, which is inside the Canelo team.
A Sean Gibbons, que es mi promotor, y a Manny Pacquiao Promotion.
Sean Gibbons, that is my promoter, my manager, and Manny Pacquiao, which is my company promoter.
Y a todo el equipo en general.
And all the team in general.
In October, the co-main event of the Gervonta Davis, Leo Santa Cruz pay-per-view is one of the first fights back in front of fans and live on Showtime pay-per-view. You made a statement against Diego Magdaleno, stopping him in the first round, KO of the year contender. What has that felt like after that KO of the year? Do you feel you're the division is on notice, is scared of you?
En la pelea que tuviste anteriormente en el Comain de Santa Cruz con David Davis, hiciste un trabajo espectacular al noquear a Magdaleno. ¿Qué has sentido tú a través de esa victoria contundente que está en la división de lo mejor de los 35? ¿Y qué esperas tú después de esta victoria para seguir adelante con tu carrera?
Me sentí muy motivado.
I feel very motivated.
No me importa lo que tenga que sacrificar para obtener una pelea de título mundial.
I don't care what you have to sacrifice. You have to obtain the World Championship battle, whoever's in front of me.
Y ganar esta siguiente pelea para ser el retador mandatorio.
And win this fight to be the mandatory fighter for the championship.
Do you feel pressure after a sensational performance like that? Do you feel pressure to perform and get the same sort of some sensational knockout this Saturday?
¿Sientes poquita presión a sentir después del contundente knockout? ¿Sientes presión después de esa pelea de Magdaleno hacia este próximo sábado?
No, de ninguna manera. Yo vengo preparado para lo que tenga que durar la pelea.
No, definitely not. I'm well prepared to finish the way it's going to finish and finish this fight.
Y lo vengo a hacer de la mejor manera.
And
Por
I'm
eso
good.
me preparé.
And I'm going to do it in the very first way. That's why I'll prepare myself very well.
Great. So we'll open it up now to the media. Anyone who has a question, please raise your hand and I will get to you. The first question comes from Jake Donovan of Boxing Scene.
Great, thanks so much, Greg. Javier, if you could ask Isaac, I've noticed a trend, like over his past 10 fights, either he's knocked everyone out very early or the fights have gone the distance. In the fights where he's been able to end it early, what is it about those fights where he's been able to see that opening, where he can just take that shot and knowing that he's going to end it with one punch?
En las peleas que te anteriormente has sido la distancia, has ganado por knockout contundentemente. ¿Qué hay de ti de eso que has visto ese hueco para aprovechar un knockout o te vas a la distancia? ¿Qué es lo que tú prefieres hacer?
Pues nosotros trabajamos para toda la pelea y si es de la mejor manera un knockout, lo aprovechamos.
I will work for everything, for the distance or whoever is going to come out. If the knockouts, if I see that opening for the knockout, I will take advantage of that.
Got you. So, and then in those fights where he's gone the distance, does that give him the confidence in those fights where he does see those openings, that even if the knockout doesn't come, he's still going to outlet his opponent?
Es lo que te ha abrido a tener la confianza en ti cuando te has ido a la distancia, de cuando viene el knockout o la distancia, ¿te sientes tú confiado?
No, nunca caemos en confianza, siempre venimos bien preparados para toda la pelea.
I never take any for disadvantage of my fighters. I always prepare myself for the knockout or for the distance. I always prepare myself for the best.
Gotcha. And then my last question, I know he said he's been sparring for the past 2 months. If I'm not mistaken, he was supposed to fight John Fernandez, who's a bit taller and a much heavier puncher than Matias Romero. Has there been any changes in training camp, like from the start?
Okay, originalmente tenías a John Fernández, que era un peleador mucho más alto, el español, que hubo cambio de esparreo y te preparaste de 2 semanas. ¿En algún momento te afectó a ti esta preparación al cambio de oponente y el cambio de sparrings?
No, de ninguna manera.
No, definitely not.
Okay, very cool. Isaac, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you Saturday night.
Gracias por la entrevista.
No, al contrario, muchas gracias a ustedes.
Thank you very much for everybody.
Thank you, Jake. We'll go to the next question from Andres Gomez.
Good afternoon. My first question is, now his last fight and previous fights, we saw he comes forward with a lot of pressure. Yeah, it's very technical, which at times reminds us of Mike Tyson. Is that something that he studied, and how did he come up with that style of fighting?
Como te hemos visto que has venido muy frontal, tienes muy técnico, y vienes con el mismo estilo de Mike Tyson. ¿Qué esperamos de ti o ese siempre va a ser el mismo de siempre, con ese estilo?
No, puede haber algún cambio también, no nada más es ir para enfrente.
No, not that we have to be coming forward, because I can use something else.
No sé cuándo vaya a ser una demostración de que también sé boxear.
I don't know when it's going to come the time that I have to show the people that I know how to box too.
Right. Now, as an amateur in Mexico, he went 73-12 with 50 knockouts. How tough was the Mexican amateur system, and how did it help develop his game as a professional fighter today?
Con las peleas que tuviste, 73 victorias en amateur, ¿qué tanto ha cambiado el sistema de boxeo amateur mexicano al profesionalismo en Estados Unidos?
Pues sí ha sido bastante el cambio. El nivel, eh,
It's a different level. You can feel the change.
ha sido preparaciones más duras que en amateur en México.
I've been preparing myself much harder in Mexico for the amateur fights than somewhere else as a professional too.
Wow. And lastly, as we know, he likes Mike Tyson. Does he see himself one day fighting in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center?
¿Has visto alguna vez a pelear a Mike Tyson? ¿Te gustaría verlo pelear en el Barclays Center?
Sí, claro, hubiera gustado verlo pelear en vivo.
I would like to see him fight. I definitely would love to see him fight in live.
All right. Thank you guys for your time.
You're welcome. Gracias por su tiempo.
Thank you, Andres. All right, we'll go to Michael Reda now.
Oh, okay. I speak Spanish as well, so I'm asking the question in Spanish.
Good. I'm fine. Thank you. En español.
Okay. Isaac, tienes una pelea muy grande este fin de semana. Como han dicho ya, la pelea tenían que cambiar el oponente. Cuando pasó eso, ¿te dio más motivación pues para acabarlo del chance más temprano o nomás estás enfocado siendo que es un eliminador por el título?
No, yo nunca me confío. Yo siempre me preparo para lo que tenga que durar la pelea. Si así es un round o sean los 12 rounds, yo me preparo para toda la pelea.
¿Y qué sabes de tu oponente más o menos para esta pelea?
Que es un boxeador que le gusta hacer mucho juego de pies, que es alto, que tiene bastante alcance y nosotros trabajamos para salir avante a eso.
Okay. Y última pregunta, siendo que es un gran fin de semana de boxeo, ¿estás enfocado nomás en ganar o a ver si puedes, que cuando se acaben las peleas están hablando de qué tú hiciste en este fin de semana?
Yo vine aquí porque puedo, no vine a ver si puedo, si puedo. O sea, yo estoy aquí para demostrar de que merezco una oportunidad titular del mundo.
Okay, muchas gracias y buena suerte este fin de semana.
Gracias.
Okay, great. Thank you. We'll go to Keenan Atchison next.
Hey, Isaac. The last fight you had with Diego, we know of course you knocked him out with you landed some brutal uppercuts. But what's not talked about is how you set that up by delivering a left hook to the body. Is that going to be a focal point going into this bout as well? Is going to the body to loosen everything up so that you can go up top and land the shots you need to land?
En la pelea anterior te fuiste directamente con golpes y cruzados, no tiraste el gancho al hígado como se esperaba. En esta pelea que viene, ¿vienes con el mismo plan de pelea o diferente o qué es lo que vas a hacer?
No, cada rival tiene diferente estrategia, no todos son igual.
Every fighter's got a different strategy, not everybody's the same.
Y nosotros vamos a hacer el plan de trabajo que traemos, no nada más ese, sino 2, 3 que traemos.
We don't have the same plan. We got 2 or 3 different game plans for this fight.
Okay. Watching Romero on tape, what are you expecting him to do when he gets into the ring?
Una vez que sube tu contrincante, ¿tú qué esperas de tu contrincante que haga arriba sobre el ring, sobre ti? ¿Qué es lo que te va a atacar? ¿Cómo?
Lo único que espero es que dé una excelente pelea.
The only thing I expect is he will give him a good, excellent fight.
All right. Best of luck to you, Isaac, man, and look forward to seeing you Saturday.
Y te vemos el sábado. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have one more question here from Jim Conlon.
Una pregunta más.
Hi, Isaac. In terms of the fight, I suppose your opponent, Matias Romero, do you expect him to really stay on the outside and try and move you around the ring rather than take you on in the center of the ring?
En esta pelea que viene con el contrincante, que vienes moverte para los lados o vas a venir frontal, ¿cómo vas a salir para esta pelea con este rival que tienes?
Vamos a salir concentrados y pensando en las cosas que vamos a hacer para ganarle de la mejor manera a Matias.
We're going to come out with very concentrate and do the best with the game plan that we have and do the best way I can get that W, the win.
And I suppose, Isaac, coming from Mexico, such a proud tradition of world-class boxers, how much do you want to be considered the next Eric Morales, the next Antonio Barrera, to be for the Mexican people to look up to you as they looked up to those icons?
De todos los ídolos que mencionaste, ¿cómo te sientes tú en comparación de Eric Morales, Miguel Barrera, que han hecho un legado muy grande? ¿Tú cómo te podrías considerar a comparación de ellos?
Bueno, ellos hicieron su propia historia, yo vengo a hacer mi propia historia y ustedes lo van a ir viendo conforme se vayan dando las peleas.
Well, they did their own legacy, and you will find out about me doing my own legacy as long as my career keeps coming forward and do my best.
Best luck, Isaac.
Lo mejor para ti, Oscar.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. Bless you.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Most especially, thank you, Isaac, and thank you, Javier, for translating.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. And good luck. We'll see you tomorrow at the weigh-in.
Muchas gracias por todo, por la entrevista, y nos vemos mañana en el pesaje.
Claro que sí.
Un saludo.
Un placer.
A pleasure.